Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. Thank you for coming to the SatSang. Today is a very special day. Today is Ekadashi. So, Ekadashi means 11th day of our moon cycle. So, we have 2 moon cycles in 1 month, mostly. So, this is the first half of the February and the second half of, no, I get that wrong. This is the second Ekadashi in February. So it's not always aligned, but it's always aligned with the moon cycle. So on the 11th day of the moon cycle, we do Ekadashi. So today's Ekadashi is called Bhami Ekadashi. Ekadashi means 11. The moon cycle. 11 also means today is the day we give our 11 senses to God. Today is the day we spend more time with God, just like we spend more time on Father's Day. We spend more time with our dad and we try to do something. Then on Mother's Day, we try to do something for mom, like make a card and spend time with her to buy her a gift. So in our Hinduism, Ekadashi comes mostly twice a month, and they all each have a story. And today is that one special day that we want to contribute our 11 senses to the Lord. So first we'll count our 11 senses. We all have them. Yes. So the first 5 we have is called Gnan Indriya. That means senses that give us knowledge. And those are 5 senses, that is skin, which makes us feel whether it's hot or cold. Eyes that make us see what's in front of us. The nose that makes us feel the air, smell the air. Tongue which makes us taste. And ear that makes us hear. So those are the 5 Gnan Indriyas. So Gnan means knowledge. In Hindi it is called Gnan. So those are our 5 senses. So if we had to contribute today those 5 senses to God, you would want to say, I want to see photos of God, you want to hear bhajans, you want to fast, so your mind doesn't your brain doesn't wander on what I'm going to eat today or let's go to the restaurant. That's controlling your taste buds. By feeling, you can touch the feel of lotus feet of God, that is our skin touch to Him. What is the other one I left? Hearing is, you can listen to bhajans. Yeah. Smell. So that smell you can do, when you do agarbatti, divo is lighting deep in front of God. There is a smell from that. When you do agarbatti, you can smell it. So basically today is a day that we can contribute everything, all those 5 senses that go towards Ekadashi. The other 5 senses we have are called Karmindriyas. That is, Indriyas that do something, like hands. Hands work to get things done. Feet they walk to get you somewhere. Then tongue that helps you swallow. So that's work that's done. So it does the tasting, and it helps you speak and chew the food. And the other two are the one that passes urine, and the other one is the passes stool. So those are called work indriyas or work senses. So that's called karm senses. So if you put that in practice, you can clap for God, you can make something special for Him in food, that is using your hands to make a food. Coming to satsang, today is a perfect day to do satsang, and I'm very happy that it falls on a Saturday, because normally this day does not fall on Saturday or Sunday. And on weekdays, it is hard for me to come up here and do satsang. So, and every time you use potty to do latrine, you're supposed to take a bath if you can. So today is more of bathing, more of chanting, and the king of all these 10 senses is man. That's the 11th one. So we talked about 11 senses, right? So man is actually, nobody can see man. So if you have surgery, the doctor can say, well, I can take your heart out, I can take your liver out, I can take your kidney out, but they cannot look at man. There is no technology made to look at man. That is your state of mind. Like we say, oh, I feel good. Oh, I'm very happy today. Oh, I'm very sad today. I feel like I'm going to cry. I feel like I'm going to dance with joy. So those are emotions that are attached to state of mind. And that man is normally what controls our brain. Because you can actually say, well, I'm going to look at a football game at home, or I'm going to go watch a movie, or I'm going to go to the park, or I'm going to go shopping and not go to satsang. Really, all of this, your state of mind controls what you want to do. And the brain follows the order. So that's why man is considered the king of all the senses. So if you can control your state of mind, it is very easy what you will be doing from day to day. What you want to do and what you don't want to do is really up to your state of mind on what activities you will do, and that will probably lead your life. For the kids, whatever activities you do today, it's going to lead you in the future, how you want to do your extracurricular activities, your hobbies. Okay, so that was really today about Ekadashi. So today's Ekadashi is called Bhami Ekadashi. It is good to fast. The reason behind fasting is physical and mental. So for women, if you're doing fasting and you're only cooking once a day or one dish a day, it helps them save time. So they can spend more time worshiping God, they can spend more time chanting, they can make, if you are really into praying a deity, you can, if you are making clothes for a deity, or if you want to just chant the mantra for an hour, you have the time. So number one, it saves you time. Number two, it is said today you are not supposed to eat grains, because the grains have certain rays from the moon that your body is not supposed to consume because it's harmful. So fasting is good that way. If your stomach stays empty one day in 15 days, it is good exercise for your stomach, because every time you put something in your stomach, it churns like a blender. Whether it's chocolate, chips, cookies, anything you put in every 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So your stomach does not rest if you put food. So it's a resting time for your stomach. That's a physical. And you're not thinking of food. If you know you're fasting, you're only eating 5 things, you're not going to think about 10,000 other things you can eat. And you don't want to, especially women, you don't think about making something because you know you cannot eat today. So there are spiritual reasons, there are physical reasons to do Ekadasi. I would encourage every one of you to do it. And we want to do something special, something extra. And it's a day where we stay closer to God, that one day. we stay more closer to him. By doing some activity, this satsang is a perfect example. Okay, so today this was all about Ekadashi. I'm talking now about little Bhakta Dhruv. So today's topic is Bhakta Maharaj Dhruv. You can scroll it up. You can scroll it up. Like scroll it up.
So that the picture shows.
The picture shows.
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah, down, yes. Okay. So here, today we see this picture. So again, we're talking today about little Dhruv, who is 5 years old, and he has earned his place as one of the greatest bhakts, devotees of Lord Vishnu. So I'm going to talk about him. At the age of this boy at this time was only 5 years. So it is perfectly applicable to all of us here because we all are older than 5 other than your son.
He's also 5.
Oh, he's also 5. Okay. So at his age, what he achieved is it's possible for all of us if we give it a try. So it's a perfect example to look into. He got a very high position in devotees, that he's considered one of the biggest devotees of Lord Vishnu for whatever he did to achieve Lord Vishnu. Okay, so we all know that we have 3 devtas. One is Brahmaji, who is known as the creator of the universe. The second one is known as I wouldn't say the generator, but creator, the one who maintains the universe, that's Lord Vishnu. And the last one who dissolves the universe or destroys the universe is Lord Shiv. So Brahmaji, being the creator, he had his first son. No, he had many children. Manu was one of his children, and he was born from left. Manu Maharaj was born from the left hand of Brahmaji. Brahmaji was given a task from the Lord, you go ahead and create the universe. So what he did to create this whole universe, whether it's people, earth, water, trees, river, all these other 84 lakhs or 84,000 birds that we have, he was given a task to create a universe. So one of his sons was Maharaj Manu. Maharaj Manu had 5 children, out of which 2 were boys, 3 were girls. So today we are going to talk about King Uttanpad, who was the son of Manu Maharaj. He had 5 kids. One was Priyavart, Uttanpad, and 3 girls, Dehuti, Akuti, and I can't remember the other one name, but he had 3 girls and 2 boys. So today we are going to talk about King Uttanpad. So he had 2 wives. One was Suruchi and Sunuti. So this, we're going to talk about the meaning of each word as well. So Uttanpad, what does the word Uttanpad mean? Uttan means opposite and Pad means feet. So when somebody is upside down, we consider his state of him as Uttanpad. So all of us, we have been in our mother's womb for 9 months upside down. And we were surrounded by the liquid and the dirt and everything that was passed on by us and the blood given by the mother. So at that time, in the womb, when the baby takes the birth, that is the soul enters the body, they know at that time that I'm surrounded by this dirt and I want to get out of here. So he makes a promise to God please get me out of the womb. We all have done this in our womb. When we get out of the womb, we forget what we did in the womb because we lose that memory. We lose the memory of our previous births. We do have that when we are in the womb. So we make a promise to God, please get me out of this womb and I will not forget you. I will do your bhakti. Because that is the sole purpose of getting a human body. We consider ourselves soul, and this body is like a rented house that we are here for a little time. And nothing we have here is owned by us, or we bring nothing. And when we leave, all we take is our deeds, good and bad, with us to the next birth. So when we are upside down for 9 months, we all here sitting are called Uttanpad. So we made a request to God that please get me out of the womb, and I will worship you, I will not forget you, and I want to get out of this dirt. So God says, okay, I will get you out, so we get birth. But then when we do get birth, we forget. We forget when we have our mother, father, our siblings, we start playing with them, we start enjoying life, we enjoy our parents, and then we enjoy toys, we enjoy clothing. In all of that, what we really forget is God. And that's something that should be all the time with us. Like, we never forget who our parents are. We never forget who our kids are. We never forget if you are married or not married. So that one thing, that God is our Father and He's always with us, we forget. So the childhood knowledge that you get is a perfect knowledge to take it all across your life. So they say that before your child turns too old, if you turn them towards the God, it will stick to them for a lifetime. So really the young age is the best age to attain the knowledge of God. Okay, so that was the definition of Uttanpad. Then he had 2 wives. One was Suruchi and one was Suniti. Now there is a deeper meaning of these 2 words as well, and it applies to us. So the first one was Suniti, which means life with self-discipline. And the second one is Suruchi, which means life with no self-discipline. So it applies to both of us. If you think for a second, what kind of life are we living? Are we living life with Suniti or Suruchi? What kind of lifestyle? Niti means some kind of law. Something in your life that says, okay, well, I'm going to get up at a certain time. When it's Saturday and Sunday, I may wake up between 8 and 9. I will do my prayers for 30 minutes, 1 hour, a little bit longer than on weekdays because I don't get time on weekdays. I will eat my lunch between 12 and 2. Then I will do certain activities. That's called pre-planned self-discipline life, which is very necessary because the other kind of life is Suruchi. Ruchi means you do whatever you want to do. There is no self-discipline in your life. And that would be like, okay, I feel like staying up today, so I'm going to stay up till 5 o'clock. And then I'm going to sleep for most of the day. And then whenever I can wake up, I will wake up. I will eat whatever I want to eat. It doesn't matter to me who made it, what kind of food it is. Then we should not be sleeping after sunset because it has something to do with our hormones that wakes us up and we should be awake. And we should be sleeping when it is dark. That is the normal behavior of all the living animals. If you imagine the birds, they wake up with sunset. There is no alarm for them. And when it is getting dark, they fall asleep. And that's the same schedule for us. We kind of changed it with the lights and everything. But the lifestyle really defines us. So all of you think in your head, are we living a life with Suniti or Suruchi? Am I eating everything I want to eat? Or is there a discipline, okay, I'm not going to eat certain food today. I'm just going to eat this many sweets because I need to control what I'm eating in the sugar? I need to read some good books, or do I need to just keep on watching TV all day? So that would really define our life. So when you are living a lifestyle of suniti with some self-discipline, the end result is really good. It keeps you in good health. If you decide you want to exercise every day, you should be doing certain good activities like charity, volunteering. It gives you good feelings. It tells you, okay, you are living a life that is an ideal life. So that suniti leads you to a life, and it is actually a habit, and it leads you to a very successful life as a person, in personality, gaining your life goals, attaining something, whether it's your occupation or non-occupation. And Suruchi, you feel good because you like to be awake and it just feels good, but it's not good for you in the long run. The example would be like, for the kids, I would say, lying could get you out of certain things, like you might not get in trouble, but lying is not a good thing. Yelling at somebody, you might feel good. Oh yes, I like it because I'm yelling at somebody and that just makes me feel good. But that really ends you up in a fight. Eating, if you have no control, you can eat so much sugar and that can get you into diabetes. So self-disciplined life and non-self-disciplined life. So when Suniti, the first wife, she gives birth to little boy Dhruv. The definition of Dhruv is stable, very much unalterable. Nobody can change his decision. If he makes up his mind, he's set on it and he will achieve it. If he sets up on a goal, I want to do it, I'll do it. On the other side, the Suruchi, the son, is Uttam. Uttam means good. Yeah, you feel good whatever you're doing. But the end result is not good, which is darkness. All our habits lead us into old age. And I know some examples. The lifestyle, the habits that you live in your young age, they follow you in your later life. So you want to make sure you build good habits and you self-discipline yourself. And really, integrity, I would say the meaning of it is you do the right thing when nobody's watching. When you do the right thing when nobody's watching, that is self-discipline. I will not do it because it's wrong. I'm not worried about my parents knowing it or not, but I will not do it because it's wrong. So that's called self-discipline. Okay, so now we're going to talk about little boy Dhruv. So Dhruv was 5 years old. He was son of the first wife. And because he's the first son, he normally gets the kingdom and he is going to be crowned as a prince. The second wife, who was very beautiful, was Suruchi, and her son Uttam was only 2 years old. So one day, King Uttanpad was just sitting in his throne and playing with his 2-year-old little boy. And when he started playing with his 2-year little boy, he was just happy. And Dhruv came there when he was just 5, and when he came there, he just wanted to play in his dad's lap. And when he wanted to play in his dad's lap, he just came around. So here in the picture, you would see that this right here is Dhruv, and this right here is Uttam. And he's sitting in his father's lap, just playing like a little baby. And this right here is the second wife, Suruchi. So what Suruchi says to the 5-year-old boy, she says, well, you cannot get in your father's lap. You do not have right to get in your father's lap. First, give up your life. Then, pray Lord Vishnu, meditate, ask him to give up your life, take a next birth through my body, not through your first mother, through my body, and then you will be most likely able to sit in king's lap and you will probably be the prince, and then you would get the kingdom. And little Dhruv that was a big insult to him because he is the oldest child and he is the child of his dad. So it was a big insult to him. So he then looks upon his dad to say something to his second wife or his stepmother. And little Dhruv said, just looking at his father, the father doesn't say anything. So the father actually accepted the fact that it's okay to insult my first child, because he loved Suruchi so much that he was afraid to upset her, so he said nothing to the second queen. So then what little Dhruv does, he does not understand why is all this happening. So he goes to his mom, who is sitting in her own room, the first queen. And he goes running in there to his mom and he just starts crying. And the mother asked him, Suniti, and he says, "What's wrong, my child? What's wrong?" And he still could not say anything. He was so shocked, so much insulted, humiliated in front of the family. So he still won't say anything. So the maids around and the servants, they came and they started telling the story. So then the mother also started crying, the first mother. And she said, this insult is not because he doesn't like you. He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me as a queen, and you are getting all the insult because of it. So then she said that what your stepmother told you was right. Go and meditate upon Lord Vishnu. Now this is where the true nature of mother comes into play. This is the parent's first duty, to lead the kids towards God. Because she could have said, oh, let's see if I can fight with your father, let's see I can fight with your stepmom, and see this is not right. You do have a right to sit on the throne. But she did not say that. She said, Lord Vishnu is our father. Suniti was also his mother, Dhruv's mother, was a big devotee of Lord Vishnu. She said, he is the protector of us all. He is above your father. So I would encourage you to ask Lord Vishnu for sitting in your father's lap, since he's above all of us and he's the only one who is a solution for us. So a mother who turns, or a parent, mother or a father, who turns their children towards God, which is their first duty, is the best thing. It's probably a best thing for the parent and the child. They each are doing their duty to gear a little bit of your lifestyle towards God. So that's a very good thing she did. So when Suniti said that, Dhruv didn't know who Lord Vishnu was. So he said, Mom, who is Lord Vishnu and where can I find him? So his mother said, well, I know the saints, they go out in the forest and meditate upon him and they find him. That's what I have heard. I have not seen him. So then Dhruv says, well, what do they do with meditation? What is meditation? And why do people go in the forest? So his mom said, well, that's what the saints do. So I encourage you to do the same thing. And he said, what is meditation? So she said, meditation is just chanting his name. So Dhruv said, well, I'm very little, Mom. Can you come with me? Because I'm so little and I might get lost in the forest. And the mom said, no, I cannot, because I'm the queen. And I am tied to the kingdom and I'm tied to your father, so I cannot come with you. But I want you to go there and ask Lord Vishnu and meet him and ask him for your right. So little Dhruv, that's all he needed. He got okay from the mom and he set off to the forest. Now in the forest, down please. Before he went into the forest, okay, little bit up where you can see the wording. No, I meant, I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. So before he went into the forest, he met Narad Muni. Narad Muni has his name considered as big saint. Narad Muni is a big saint, and he goes all around the three worlds, meeting people. We can't see him, but he's out there. So he goes to little Dhruv. Look at that, how cute and little he is. He's only 5. So when he sees him, he's like, well, what are you doing, my little child, out here trying to go somewhere? And he said, well, I'm looking for Lord Vishnu. Do you know how I can see Lord Vishnu? So Muni says, well, you're only 5 years old. It's your age to play with your friends, with the toys, and enjoy life. You cannot go in the forest. You're going to be eaten up, or you're going to get lost, and you're going to die in the forest. So Dhruv said, well, I have made up my mind, so I'm going to find Lord Vishnu. So Narad Muni said, well, maybe I can talk to your dad, because your dad is my father. King Uttanpad is my friend, so I can talk to him and I can resolve the issue. Just go back home. And Dhruv, who is Atal, Atal means unalterable, cannot be changed, firm, set their mind to something. That's called Dhruv. So Dhruv is very much fixed on his goal. So that was a testing the Guru was doing, because first the Guru does test that are you the correct person to be on this path or not. So he said, okay, I understand you're not going to go back home. Little Dhruv said, yeah, I'm not going to go back home. And he said, now I'm even more sure that I'm going to meet Lord Vishnu, the Bhagwan. And Narad Muni said, why is that? Because my mom said that when you meet a guru, a true guru, spiritual guru, you will find God one day and you will meet God one day. So as you are my guru today, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to meet Lord Vishnu. So Narad Muni said, okay, I accept you here as my student. So Dhruv says, I know I'm your student, but I don't know what to do. How am I going to find Lord Vishnu in this forest? My mom said to go to forest. So little Dhruv gets a beautiful mantra. Yeah, there you go, Mahi. A little bit up. So, no, I'm sorry, down. I'm confused with that stuff. There you go. Thank you. That's it. No. Okay, that's good. Okay. So, the Gurudev, Narad Muni, he gives the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, which means, Oh Lord, I bow to Lord Vasudeva or Krishna. So he said, okay, this is a 12-letter mantra. Every mantra is has certain specific letters and it has a meaning to it, why it's like that. Okay, so he said, chant upon this name. Okay, where should I go and chant? So Guru tells you, normally Guru gives you mantra, how to chant, that is the method, and where to chant, because the place is also very important, the method is also very important. So Guru Narad Muni, he said, go to Mathura. Today, if you go to Mathura, there is a place called DhruvJi, which DhruvJi, it's a place where DhruvJi actually sat and did meditation. So he said, first of all, you take bath 3 times into Yamnaji. So there is he said, go to Madhuvan. Madhuvan is a forest which has Yamnaji flowing right next to it, and Yamnaji flowing right next to it. And he said, take bath 3 times in river Yamnaji and chant this mantra, that is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. And when you chant upon this mantra, then you will meet God. So the place is Madhuvan, which is the name of one of the forests of Mathura, Vraj. Vraj is the area, like Bedford County is the area and forest is the city. So today's Mathura, Vraj is a big area. Madhuvan is a forest that's in Mathura. And Yamnaji is flowing right next to it. Yamnaji is our goddess, fourth wife of Krishna, who actually makes the devotee meet the God. So she holds the devotee's hands and take you towards the God. So he said, take a bath 3 times in Yamnaji and sit down to chant the mantra that he gave. So then Dhruv left Narad Muni and he went straight to Madhuvan, walking on his feet. He didn't have anything in his feet. And he went to Madhuvan. Then he took bath in Yamnaji and he sat down under a tree. So the first month that he sat down under a tree, he eats what? What do you get in forest? He's not going to get up and go anywhere. So the first month, he eats fruits. And they had specific fruits here that was berries. So when he ate fruits, so berries or whatever else was available there as fruits underneath the tree. The second month he ate dry grass and leaves that come from, I guess they fall down, the dry grass and dry leaves, so the leaves fall down from the tree and the grass is right there, and water. So that's all he ate, and he took bath 3 times, and all he was chanting was Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. The other thing also Narad Muni told him to do is before you start meditating, you need to do yoga and control your wandering mind. Because our man or state of mind is so powerful. It's given a name of Palambasur, that is long, because we can be sitting here and we can reach India. We can be sitting here, our state of mind could be in office. We could be sitting here and our state of mind is in house. We could be sitting here and our state of mind is in a friend that we had fight about yesterday something. Our state of mind could be with a friend that you had a loveful chat yesterday with. So our mind is so powerful and it always has to think something. It cannot stay still. Okay, so you can redirect your state of mind, you can revert it, but you cannot make it stop thinking. That's just how our state of mind or man is. It always has to churn on something. So he first said, do yoga to control your mind. So we talked about senses, right? 11 senses. So you control all your senses, you control your mind. To focus on one thing. Like when we go to watch a movie, we are focused on a movie. We cry when somebody in the movie cries. We laugh when somebody in the movie laughs. So where is your brain at that time? Your mind is nowhere else but in the movie. So that is called focus time. So first he says, control that. When you're talking to somebody, your state of mind is very focused, like I'm talking to you and I'm talking about a certain topic. If you're sitting idle and not doing anything, that's when your mind starts wandering. It goes everywhere, all over the world, the past places you've been, with the past people you've been, the experiences you had, something that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So the first thing is to control your wandering mind. And he did. And then he did the first month meditation with just the fruits, the second month with the dry grass and the leaves. The third month, he only drank water. The fourth month, every 12 days, he took breath. So the first month, it was fruits and water. The second month, it was grass and water. The third month, it was just the water. The fourth month, it was breathing every 12 days. So he would not breathe for 11 days and then he would start breathing on 12th day and he would stop again for 11 days. And the fifth month, he completely even stopped breathing. He was still alive, but he stopped breathing. So the air flow of the whole universe, it stopped in the middle of fifth month. So he has left his house for 5.5 months. In the middle of 5.5 months, everybody in the universe that needs air, the air just stopped flowing. So then everybody complained to the Lord, everybody's going to die in seconds. He needs to start breathing so the air can flow. So that's when Bhagwan Vishnu comes to meet little Dhruv. And everybody says, where are you going? And he's like, I'm going to go and see my little devotee Dhruv. That is so beloved to me. Because all he wanted was to meet the God. And he did so much tapasya. Tapasya means something that you... in this case, tapasya could be many kind, but in this case, it's just chanting the mantra with controlling your senses. So that's what he did. So when God came to see little Dhruv, he was closed with his eyes, and at that point, the light. We have soul inside of us. We cannot see our soul inside because we are always looking outside. The way the adhyatma or spirituality is looking inside, not outside. So when you look inside, there is a soul that is light, which is 10,000 times smaller than your root of your hair. At that time, his light inside of him, in the picture, it started sparkling. He was in that light at that time. So he didn't know what was going outside at all. So that's when God said, I am really here. Lord Vishnu said, I'm really here. Open your eyes. And he was looking at him inside. So when he opened his eyes, he was so surprised to see the God. And when he was surprised to see the God, he didn't know what to say because he was only 5 years old, so he didn't know the language. He didn't know what to talk. He did not read many books. He did not know many poems or sloks or anything. So he didn't have the knowledge and he didn't know what to speak. So what God did to him was he has this little shank. So if you want to go up. Go down, Mahi. Down, please. All the way, not this one more. No, I mean, go down. Still one more. Okay, so this is called conch. C-O-N-C-H. Yeah, so it's a conch shell. You can find them here at the seashore places, or you can find them in temples and everywhere else. So what this conch does is when you blow on it, it actually makes a very big noise. So in temples, they blow on it to mark as a setting of some kind of puja before the start, like it's a start of something. In wars, they used to blow on it. Okay, so Mahi, can you now change it back up there? So Lord Vishnu, okay, see, he has that conch right there. Okay, go up.
Scroll down.
Down, okay. So he has this conch in his hand. He has 4 hands. So one of them is called conch, which is called shank. In India, it's called, in our language, Hindi, it's called shank, right here. So he touches that shank onto his cheek, and that's where he has all the knowledge of all the books and everything. And he knows what to speak. Because there is a language in spiritual world, the same way there is, like we have a biology language, there is a terminology. For mathematics, there is a terminology. For arithmetic, there is a terminology. So same way, there is a terminology in spiritual world. So he did not know any of that terminology, so he knew everything now. So now, if I go up one, then he touched God's feet right here. So he touched Lord Vishnu's feet, and then he also saw Garuda Bhagwan. Garuda Bhagwan right there. That's actually the eagle. So that's the vehicle of Lord Vishnu, that he flew from his own world down to the earth to meet little Dhruv. And that right there is Chakra, that's a Sudarshan Chakra of Lord Vishnu. Then there is Shankh, there is Gada, and there is Padma. So there are 4 things in our Lord Vishnu's Virats. This is called ChaturbhuJi Swarup. So that ChaturbhuJi means 4, where he has 4 hands, and you see Swarup of Lord Vishnu. So he touched his feet and he did Stuti. So Stuti is actually the praising of the God. It's also called a poem. So in our case, in our literature, we have 2 things. One is the poem and one is writing about it. So when you meet the God, you're so happy and you want to praise him on how great he is and what he's doing for you. So at that time, he sang Stuti. The Stuti is very big, the poem, and he knew exactly what to say now. So he sang the Stuti, and in Stuti, he praised the God and he asked for a few things. One of the things he asked for was, what do I want from you is, I want a company of Bhakt and sons. That is one thing I want till I am on this earth. Why? Because people around us, those are all the people that are related to our body. So if you go to, let's say today if you went to watch a movie, it's about a movie, it's about the people. If you went to some kind of a party, a birthday party, let's say, or a housewarming party that we all go to, you are normally talking about the house, you're normally talking about the child whose birthday it is, you're normally talking about the clothing, you're normally talking about your occupation, you're normally talking about your education, how good your kids are educated or where they are at this place in life. So what are you talking about? It's all about people, places, and things, right? So he asked for the company of saint and bhakt. Why is that? Because what do saints talk about? If you get into their company, they talk about the God. So SatSang is the only place where we talk about soul and Paramatma, God and saint. If you go anywhere else, if you go to a restaurant, you will talk about food. If you go to somebody's birthday, you will talk about that person. If you go to beach, you would normally talk, if you are with friends, you would talk about friends and school and everything else, right? So SatSang is the only place where you talk about soul, God, and our purpose of life. So that's why the most important thing he said is, I want company of saints and bhakts, because if I do their company, they will tell me stories of the Lord. And when they tell me the stories of the Lord, which is story is a katha, so the other way they say it in Hindi is katha. So I will be able to drink the nectar. That's called amrit. While we are in this body, if we are a soul and while we are in this body, what you want to do is drink the nectar, that is the amrit. So where is the amrit? Where is the nectar? The nectar is God's seva, and service to mankind is service to God. And the other thing is listening to God's stories. How great he is, what he does, how he protects us, how he helps us out. So at that time, Dhruv just asked for this. He forgot what he was doing meditation for. So, but God knew that he was there meditating because he wanted to sit in his father's lap and he wanted the kingdom. So he said, Dhruv, just go back home, everything would be okay, you will get the kingdom. And then you will also get the planet North Star. You know how you guys have seen the Polar Express? There is a star that's called North Pole Star. And the North Pole Star is, in our Hinduism, it's called Dhruv Tara.
Is it the red one?
I don't know, but they say it doesn't move. The Dhruv Tara does not move.
Is it like the North Star?
It is the North Pole Star.
No, not North Pole Star, but the North Star.
North Star. And he said, okay, you got the planet. So Lord Vishnu actually made Dhruv the owner of the planet. And he said, go back home, your family will love you, and you will get the kingdom as well. Okay? So, even though he didn't ask for, because God, we can cheat other people saying, I don't know what I was saying, or I didn't know, I'm going to tell you that was not my intention. But God sitting in us, He knows all our intentions. What we want, what we don't want, right? So, here, Dhruv's bhakti was to accomplish something from the God. Which is okay, because God gives everything. The best bhakti is not to ask anything from God. But if you are sick, if you are in need of money, if you are in need of something, you rather go and ask the God for it. Sit in front of Him, have a conversation, and ask Him rather than asking somebody else other than the God. So He also gives all the stuff that you need in your life, that including money, whatever else, whether you're sick, then He can get you better. So this bhakti was to achieve something, but he did not know, he forgot for 5.5 months while I was sitting there, that's what he was for. So then the Lord Vishnu disappeared. Lord Vishnu went back home on his vehicle, Garud. Garud is an eagle, and that's his vehicle. That's how he came down. So when the God went away, he actually felt very sorry. What did I ask from the God? Because what I asked from the God is perishable. You don't ask for the God, you don't ask material things from the God. They are all perishable. So what is non-perishable in this world? Only two things. Atma and Paramatma. Everything else is perishable. So he said, even though I had God in front of me, I did not ask Him, I did not ask for God Himself. I did not say, oh, I want to take you with me, I want to stay with you. Instead, He gave me kingdom and I was happy. So then he realized that what I asked for was not the right thing. But the Lord Vishnu had disappeared at that time. So little Dhruv then goes back home. He was welcomed by his father. His father, when he got older, he gave Dhruv the kingdom. And Dhruv ruled with his mother was also alive. He ruled for 36,000 years on the earth, on the kingdom he was king of. 36,000 years. And then he decided to give up. So a plane came from the heaven, and Mother Suniti and Dhruv, they both sat in there and they went to the North Pole. And one other thing God gave him, He says, today I liberate you from the cycle of birth and death. You are free from the cycle of birth and death. You will never take birth again. So today, Dhruv is alive on North Star, which is called Dhruv Tara, for whatever he had done on the meditation. So God gave him, he was only there for one thing, was the kingdom for his father. But what did God give him instead? 3 things. One is the liberation from life and death. The second thing was the North Pole. And the third thing was the kingdom itself. So what we learned from this today is, one thing is you do want to go to God. If you do want something, you want to go and ask God. And if you have made a decision that you're going to meet God and you're going to see Him, then the Guru will come in your life. So if a student is true, the Guru automatically somehow comes in your life. And he's the one who tells you, okay, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to sit down. This is the time you want to do this. This is the time you don't do this. This is right, this is wrong. So there are two parts of us. One is spiritual and one is the other life here as a person. If you're officer, mother, father, whatever you have. So there are two worlds of us. One is spiritual and one is non-spiritual. So little Dhruv, we learn from him is, if you have decided upon something, become like Dhruv. Stick to what you have stick to. If you are a mother, if you are a parent, steer your kid's life a little bit towards God. And I know that's for everybody, because all of you, if you're not parent right now, you'll become one in your future, because our goal to come to take the human body is to attain God. It's not to become CEO of the company, it's not to own a BMW, it's not to own a mansion, it's not to become a millionaire. We only get this body once in 84,000 lives. To meet Him, to see Him, to know Him, to hear Him, to sing Him, all of this stuff you cannot do if you are a rabbit, a donkey, a parrot, earthworm, snake. What we are doing today, SatSang, only humans can do this. Only humans can talk about God. Only humans can listen God. Only humans can study God. Our brain is very powerful to study God. Nobody else has that brain. So the purpose of our life is to attain God. That should be the first goal of any human being. The rest of it, the category, the priority of other things is down the road. And if you want to ask for something, even though it is materialistic, ask God. He does fulfill wishes of His devotees. Even if it's materialistic, He does do that as well. So if you want to ask for something, rather than going anybody else, go to the God and ask Him. When you do prayers, it is good to pray for other people all the time. But if you are in need of something, go and ask Him. Okay, guys, so now we start our question-answer session. Everybody can answer, okay? Okay, what Ekadashi has, what word in it that means of the moon cycle? Yeah. Right? How many moon cycles do we have typically in a month of 30 days? Two, that's right. So in the 11th day, it is good to do fasting. Ekadashi is related to Vishnu Bhagavan. Every Ekadashi has a story. Can you turn this? Every Ekadashi has a story. And when you fast, it has many benefits, physically and spirituality. So next time, if you can, please fast one day. Okay, so tell me the three gods that are related to this universe. The first one does something, second one does something, and third one does something. It's not written on the board.
Brahma, Vishnu, and Maharaj.
Yeah, okay, now these kids are going to say something. Brahmaji is known as what? He does what? First thing. Creator, yeah. Who is the maintainer? Yeah, and who is the dissolver? Good. Okay, the kids answer. Okay, so who was Manu Maharaj? Manu?
Son of Brahma.
Son of Brahmaji. And he was born from which body part of Brahmaji? Yeah, he was born from the left hand. And a woman called Shatrupa was born on the right hand, and they both together made the people, gave birth to many, many children, and that's what made the universe. Okay, so next. Um, the king we talked about, what was his name? Uttanpad, very good. Okay, so one simple meaning of Uttanpad, that we all lived like Uttanpad when and for how long? We all once lived like King Uttanpad. Joe.
Don't know.
You don't know.
Grandpa and Mama's coming.
Yeah. Did you remember? Yeah. Okay, so we all were upside down, right? People normally get their brain state if you just hang them upside down for a day or two. We hang like that for 9 months. But as soon as we came down from mom's womb, we got back again into this materialistic world about all the lavishes and the beauty of just this day-to-day life. Luxury. Okay, so, all right. So now he had how many wives? King Uttanpad had how many wives? Kids?
2.
Okay, what was the first name? Yeah, and what was the second name? Yeah. So now, tell me one meaning of the word Suniti. Self-discipline. Okay, guys, so if you get a packet of donuts, do you eat all 12 of them? No. How many do you eat even though it's sitting in front of you? 1 or 2, right? Otherwise, your stomach will start hurting. So you say no to yourself, I cannot eat this right now. I have to stop my hand and my mouth. That is called self-discipline. There is nobody looking around you. That's also called integrity. When nobody is looking at you, you still do the right thing. That's very important in life, anywhere you go. That nobody's telling you, but your inside tells you, okay, this is wrong. I'm going on the wrong path, so I want to stop. Okay, so now Suruchi. What is the meaning of Suruchi? The Suniti was self-discipline. Suruchi was what?
No discipline.
No discipline, that's right. So it's like, I'm going to stay up till 5 o'clock watching 2 movies. I'm going to wake up at 2 o'clock. I'm not going to do my prayers. I'm going to eat whenever I want to, whatever I want to, how I want to. And that is called life without no discipline. And that leads you to darkness. In the long run, you will, if you don't exercise, you'll get health issues. Or if you don't eat right, you'll get health issues. If you don't do your prayers, that is not a health issue, but it's a spiritual issue. Okay, so we have 2 wives, Suruchi and Suniti, right? Okay, so now, being self-disciplined, who is the son of Suniti? Ah, you said something. Good. Okay, and being not self-disciplined, who was the son of Suruchi? What is that? Uttam, right. Uttam means good. So it's a good feeling, right? Yelling at somebody, fighting with somebody, getting mad at somebody. You just feel good because I was able to get mad at that person. Normally you get mad at people that you normally can. And you feel good after getting mad that, hey, I wanted to do something, so I did. But then there is a reverse effect of that, probably the next day or 2 days later, even if you have a friend, you will always get the reverse effect of it. Okay, so that's Uttam. That's feeling good, doing whatever feels good with no discipline. Okay, so now tell me the meaning of Dhruv. I gave you several meanings of the word Dhruv. Little Dhruv, 5 years old. What is that? Yeah, disciplined, but there is also another meaning. How was he so firm that he could sit there, and he was very straight that I'm going to do this, and nobody can change his decision.
He had he's one of those people that you if you think of something, you're gonna do it. You're gonna stick to the plan.
Yeah. So the meaning of Dhruv is atal. Atal means stable, stubborn, not alterable, set to something, firm. If I'm going to go to temple once a month, every Sunday, nobody can stop me unless it's a bad weather. That's a decision that somebody makes on their own. Okay, so that's that. Then, who was Guru of Dhruv? Who was Guru?
You remember something?
Who was Guru of Dhruv? He met his spiritual Guru, which is important. Without Guru, you cannot meet God. Guru is very important before you can meet God. Yes. Narad Muni, right. He's a saint that goes to all the universe, and he can go anywhere, and he has a veena. Veena means an instrument, sitar. Anybody has seen sitar? Okay. So sitar is long, right? And then it has a head at the bottom, and then it has the strings. So when you move the strings, it makes a sound. So he has that veena that's given by God, and he can go to all the world, and he can make the music, and he sings Lord's phrases. Okay? So all of us, are we sitar here? Do you guys think of us as sitar? Yes. Okay. This is our small head. This is our big head. So there are three things in sitar. One is a small head up at the top, big head at the bottom, and then there are the strings. What are the strings? Our breath. Breath going in, breath going out. Breath going in, breath going out. So God has also given us the sitar, that is a sitar of this body, that we can chant His name all the time. Okay, let's say you are in school, right? And you have a class of 45 minutes. Or you are at work and you have meeting from 8 to 10. Then you do breathe at that time, right? You also go and take a water break. You take a bathroom break, right? At that time, when you're walking in the hallway, can you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Ram? Yes, you can. For 2 minutes, you can. Then you are back in your classroom. You're focused in the class. When you get out for another class, can you chant? Yes, you can. We all get breaks all during the day. So you can do the same thing. When you're walking back from your class to campus, the 5 minutes you have, can you chant? Yes, you can. It's a matter whether you want to do it or not. We all have too much time to do it. Okay, so we talked about Narad Muni. Then what did Narad Muni tell him to do? What was the place he said, go and do meditation?
In the forest.
In the forest. What is the name of the forest that we are doing, where Dhruv did chanting? You guys remember?
Madhuvan.
Yeah, see, it's written right there. Madhuvan, right? Madhuvan is one of the 12 forests that are listed in Mathura. And Braj is a bigger area, like a county. Okay, so what was the name of the river that was flowing near Madhuvan? Yamnaji. So why Yamnaji at this point? And why not any other river? I mean, there are so many other rivers in India, right? Why he did not tell him to go to Madhuvan that only has Yamnaji?
Because Yamnaji was Krishna's fourth wife.
And Yamnaji helps devotees meet God, Krishna. Yep. So she does the favors of devotee to meet Krishna. Okay, great, guys. Okay, so then what was the mantra? You can put it back to that slide which had mantra. The mantra that was given by Narad Muni to little Dhruv. Mm-hmm. Okay, so You guys, everybody, I want you to say the mantra at least one time. Yeah, there it is in the red line. Okay. So, Riddhi, start with you. What was the mantra that he gave to little Dhruv, the guru, spiritual guru?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Devaya. It should be actually 12 vowels in there. So when you say Om Namo Bhagwa Bhagwa De, so it should be 12 letters. 12 sounds in the mantra. So the number of sounds is important. Okay, you?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Joe?
Oh, about Lord Krishna.
That's good. Yeah. So that mantra he chanted and he was able to see Lord Vishnu. Okay, so what did, even though Dhruv did not ask for the kingdom, God gave him, Lord Vishnu gave Dhruv 3 things. What are the 3 things?
Kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
North Star.
Yeah, and it's not written there. What did he give? The 3rd thing. What did Lord Vishnu give Dhruv? The 3rd thing. No, that conch that he put on his cheek was so that he gets the knowledge of what to say to God, how to praise the God, how to do stuti. That's called conch.
Wasn't it something that started like a P?
No. Liberation from life and death. So Dhruv never takes birth again. That was it. He's still alive today on the North Pole Star, or North Star they call it. And that star is very stable. It's behind. It has a purpose behind his name. That star doesn't move like other planets. It has a fixed spot in the universe, and it stays there all the time. So if you are so much into meeting the God, you have to be stubborn and you have to stick to it. That is called staying still or sticking to it. Okay, guys. So today, after this, we are going to sing Gopi Geet. You guys did very well. You all paid attention. That was nice. Okay, we are going to sing Gopi Geet. Why do we sing Gopi Geet? So I'm going to go over that for a minute. And then we'll put the English version of Gopi Geet so you all can pronounce, and we'll have a music. So remember when you come here and you don't understand all the words that are in Sanskrit or Hindi or whatever else, it's okay. Your soul knows many languages. Your brain probably just knows English. Okay? So those ears, the sounds going into your ear, that's how the God goes into your heart. So even if you don't understand anything, it's okay. Those vibrations, those sounds in this room of those words are so important. So when they touch your ear, they go directly to your soul, to your heart, and your soul does understand that. Okay? The reason to sing Gopi Geet is when Krishna Bhagwan was gone between the gopis was his devotees and beloveds. So when he was gone, they all sang Gopi Geet in front of Yamuna-ji. So that was expressing their pain of separation. In Gopi Geet explain the pain of separation between gopis and Krishna. So why we sing it? It's because we want that same pain to come in our heart, that we have forgotten the God. We have been in so many bodies. So we have forgotten that we have been separated from the God, our soul. And while we sing Gopi Geet, we are expecting our soul to build that same separation pain between us and the God. And Gopi Geet is sung in front of Yamnaji. So first we sing Yamnastak, which is Stuti, a poem of Yamnaji. Then we sing Gopi Geet. So that is saying, okay, I am asking the permission of Yamnaji. Yamnaji is the one who makes us meet Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. So we sing Yamnastak and we sing Gopi Geet. And then we are going to sing Aduram Maduram and Govind Damodar Stuti. And then we're going to sing the last one, that is Dhradaina Charanana Kero Bharosa. So if you don't know anything, it's okay. When you can chant Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, that is also good enough. And all the meanings of all this, you can. All the meaning of everything is given in English. If you ever search the internet, you will get it. I also have copies here with me. So if you like, you can take one and you can read it in English. And that does explain pretty much everything. So we're going to sing 4 sloks or 4 stutis. That is Gopi Geet, Yamnastak, Kararavinde, and Aduram Maduram, and the final closing Tradaina Charanana Kero Bharosa. Any question, guys? No question? Everything was good? Okay, good. Gopi Geet with English lyrics. No, you are right, with English subtitle. With lyrics in English, right here. Yeah, that one. Jai Shri Krishna. Hold on. आज का सत्संग मेरे गुरुदेव को अब अर्पण, भगवान कृष्ण को अर्पण, भगवान विष्णु को अर्पण. सो गुरुदेवो गुरु ब्रह्मा, गुरुदेवो गुरु ब्रह्मा, गुरु विष्णु, गुरुदेवो गुरु ब्रह्मा. Can you sing that? Go ahead. गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात पर ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुदेव नमः. आज की सत्संग भगवान कृष्ण और गुरुदेव के चरण में समर्पित. जय श्री कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण. आज एकादशी का सबको जय श्री कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण. राधे राधे.